Hi guys, this is Sandra of the Alexandrite system. Today we're going to be talking about the process of finding new alters and new alters finding you. So we haven't really mentioned this on Twitter or in these videos, but we did find someone new a couple of months ago. So what happened was we actually made the last pick crew for our system that we need to make. And internally I said, yay, we have everyone now. And of course, as it goes, someone said back, you don't have me. So I asked who this me was, and they replied back, Samuel. But the reason I haven't mentioned it anywhere is because we don't know anything else about Samuel, and Samuel hasn't made any contact since then. My ulterior motive of making this video is that I hope that mentioning Samuel enough will make them come forward and maybe contact us again. So the typical order that things happen in when we find somebody new is that we get a voice first. Not a voice like you're hearing my voice right now, but an internal voice, another thought in our head. Sometimes they'll directly address whoever's fronting, but other times it'll just be an intrusive thought that nobody claims. For example, Samuel isn't the only alter that we know of that we don't really know. A few months ago I was getting ready for bed when all of a sudden I had this very specific thought. I'm tired of being a cat. And I stopped what I was doing and I went, why did I think I don't want to be a cat anymore? And I remembered, oh yeah, system stuff. And I realized that that must have been someone else. So I've learned that whenever I get weird thoughts like this, the best strategy is to just send a message back. So what I sent back was, okay, you don't have to be a cat if you don't want to. And I didn't hear anything back for a couple of months. So I guess we maybe have a cat. So after we get that voice or thought, we try and communicate back with them, like I mentioned before. If they respond back to what we send, then we usually try and ask for a name. Sometimes they have names, sometimes they don't, sometimes they come up with one pretty quickly on the spot. If they don't have a name yet, we almost always make sure that they know that they're welcome regardless. There is one time that we aren't super proud of, though. Claudia was fronting when Lexi first made himself known. He just kind of came up and said hi, and Claudia said, hi, who is this? And Lexi said, I'm Alex. So Alex is the body's name. We've kind of agreed that Alex is off limits as a chosen name, as a sort of show of good faith to each other, that none of us thinks that we're more real than the others. So Claudia responded with, cool, we're all Alex, pick a different name. And Lexi responded with, but I'm Alex. And Claudia said, alright, cool, come back when you have a different name. And we didn't hear back from Lexi for a couple of weeks. Not our proudest moment as a system. Typically after we get a name, we'll get a snippet of an appearance. There have been a few outliers. Audrey came with her appearance first, and then picked a name and actually spoke to us afterwards. And Beatrice took a while to find an appearance for herself. Then at some point in the process of that, they'll front for the first time. Sometimes they'll front and then they'll communicate with us. Sometimes they'll communicate with us and then front and then pick a name and appearance. Sometimes it's after they pick a name but before they pick an appearance. And sometimes it's just way down the road after they've picked everything. So there are a couple of weird outliers in how we've met people. I accidentally went digging for Robin. I sort of felt this more masculine presence around Ellen that I couldn't really explain. And I don't know how to explain how I went digging for him. I just sort of chased that feeling, and eventually I accidentally dragged him into front. And he was super disoriented. Robin hadn't really been active in like 7 or 8 years, so when I dragged him to front, all of a sudden we were in a different state and we were wearing a dress, which was initially super confusing for him. Like, it took a second for all of our memories to load up for him. And honestly, he had that whole, like, grogginess of when you just wake someone up, combined with a bunch of dissociation. And Robin hasn't really fronted since. Sorry, Robin. Marigold was also an odd case. As we mentioned in our Fraggle Rock video, we met Marigold in a dream. I don't remember too much about the dream. I remember us talking about something, and then Marigold named herself some other kind of flower name, before switching it to Marigold. And then she woke up in the body, looked around, and immediately went back to sleep. And I didn't hear from her for like a month. That does seem to be a pattern with us, huh? We wait like a month after first contact before really getting to know each other. Huh. Claudia also has an odd discovery story because she discovered me before I discovered her. In fact, I think she was the first one in the system to know that we were a system. But someday soon we're going to do a How I Found Out About the System video, so we'll talk more about that then, because that has a large part to do with it. Also, for the record, like while I'm filming this video, Samuel came up to me between takes here, and they are not pleased about me talking about them. So that's cool. That's a relationship I'll have to mend. So, mission successful, I guess. What are your funny or interesting stories about finding system members? Leave them in the comments below. And make sure you like the video if you liked the video, and subscribe for more of our content. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.